Have you ever experienced that you are so excited to play a new piece and then you start playing it and it's just so sloppy and you're super frustrated? Well, today I'll explain why you're playing it sloppy and what we can do to change it. Let's dive in. Very simply put, we learn new things by creating connections in our brain. The more you repeat something, the stronger the connection is. Now keep that in mind as I practice this section for you. I have a concert coming up with Dimitar. We're playing Rhapsody in Blue. And this is a section which is pretty tricky to get right. So I'm gonna just practice it. Okay, that was mistake number 1. That was already 2. And that was already the second time the same mistake, actually. I'm already losing count. Okay, so I played it once completely correct, and I actually played it 4 times with mistake, and 2 times that was actually, I made this exact same mistake. So when you think about how we learn by making connections in the brain, and the more you repeat something, the stronger the connection gets. So what I just did is, I repeated 2 times the same mistake, and I did it once correctly. I made 2 times another mistake, right? So basically, the strongest connection that I made was the wrong note. And the right note was equally strong as all the other wrong notes. Okay, so that sounds a little bit complicated, but think about it like this. Your brain cannot distinguish what is the right note, what is the wrong note. It can only understand the strongest connection, right? You're most likely going to play the notes that you repeated most often. If you repeat wrong notes very often, most likely you're gonna continue playing wrong notes. Okay, so this sounds kind of logical, right? So how do we translate that into our practice? There's 2 simple things that you can change, and you can see results very, very quickly from this. Change number 1, avoid mistakes as much as possible. I don't want you to get stressed about this. Don't be like every time you're making a mistake like, oh no, I made a wrong connection. Don't think about it like that, but be aware that if you, for example, practice too fast, you're gonna play a lot of unnecessary mistakes, and your playing because of that will just get more sloppy. So in order to avoid as much as possible making mistakes, right? We're all gonna make mistakes. I've been a concert pianist for 16 years. I certainly still make mistakes in my practice. That's what practice is for. But the point is to avoid unnecessary mistakes, right? And what can you do to not play unnecessary wrong notes? Well, simple. Slow down your tempo. You know, for example, the tempo that I just showed you in, it was too fast. I played too sloppy. It was not necessary for me to make that many wrong notes. I would simply slow down the tempo, play it a couple of times precisely in a slow tempo, and then increase the tempo and check. Am I making too many wrong notes again? I simply slow the tempo down again. In that way, you keep repeating the right notes. You build a foundation for the piece. You build those connections in your brain for all the right notes. So the second simple change you can make right now to your practice is you can repeat your right notes more often. What do I mean with this? Very often we're playing a passage, and I just showed you, I played the passage 4 times until I got it 1 time right. And then I was very happy that I got it right, and I was just going to go on. Don't just go on. Make sure you play the passage right a couple of times. When I was a student, I used to do 10 times right in a row. So you don't have to take it that far, but make sure that you play your passage more than once correctly before moving on to the next passage. When you're frustrated with something, very often understanding why something happens is already really a big relief. But I think that with these 2 tips, you can also already really start playing much more stable and enjoying those pieces that you want to play. Don't forget, if you enjoyed the video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, press the notification bell if you want to join the community. Don't forget to leave a comment below, questions, requests, or just to say hi. We love to read the comments. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next time. Okay, so the second easy, simple change that you can make right now in your practice, and I just forgot it, to subscribe to the channel and press the notification bell button.